Welcome to Subramani. Once in a while, I like to remind people to please subscribe, please hit the bell icon, and so that you can see more videos. And for heaven's sake, please keep sharing videos, because I don't have a sales budget and I'm completely dependent on my lovely audience to spread it more, right? So it's nice to spread, not because of anything else. I don't do sponsored posts, so it doesn't matter. Nobody pays me X amount per view and things like that. Though every day somebody keeps offering something, that's not the purpose. The purpose is very simple. The purpose is spreading financial education. I do not know any other method of doing it. I've spoken to mutual funds, I've spoken to regulators, I've spoken to insurance companies, banks. Everybody talks of financial education, but nobody really does anything. So this is my small contribution to financial education. So please make sure that people, especially younger, older and women, I'm very happy that my the women in my audience is going up from something like 4% to something like 6.4%. So that's a 50% jump the way you look at it, but I think it's still a long way to go. I would like when we are at something like 30% of the audience being women. So if there are women listening or watching this, please go to the comments column and say what kind of videos you want, because I'm a man, I'm 50 plus, and I'm going to talk about what I understand. I don't understand what a 22-year-old girl is looking for, or a 45-year-old woman wanting to switch careers is looking for, right? So I really don't know. So if you come and tell me what you want to hear about or listen to, I can make some videos on that. So thanks. Sorry for the plug-in. More importantly, I wanted to talk to you today about the resignation pandemic that is going on. Many people are today leaving their jobs to think of doing something on their own, or change of job or whatever. So first of all, I think job change, there can be two ways, two things which can happen. One is a push factor, one is a pull factor. The push factor is when the existing place where you are not liking the people with whom you are working, the work that you do, the money that you make, you're dissatisfied. Now if you take the world population, I think that's a huge set of people or a very big major population perhaps, which is not really happy with what they are doing. Let's say Virat Kohli is not happy with the way his cricket is going. He really doesn't have a choice. What choice does Virat Kohli have? Can he go and say, I will not play cricket, I will start playing something else? No. Whereas in employment, people may have a choice of saying, okay, I don't like this company, I don't like to be in accounts, can I shift to HR? Or some leeway is possible, or say I don't want anything, I will start off on my own. So first of all, find out, is it a push factor or a pull factor? A push factor is very negative. You don't like your boss, you don't like the work that you do, you don't like the company is doing something unethical, immoral, not to your satisfaction, or the company is forcing you to do something like that. For example, you're head of sales in a wealth management company, you're being forced to sell your lips and you think mutual funds are better, or whatever. I'm not getting into what, but saying, so if it's a push factor, then it is actually a little negative, because you know from where you want to get out, but you don't know where you want to get in, right? So where you want to get in has to be a pull factor. You have to love doing that, and therefore you are doing that. So it could be your own business. So first of all, find out what it is and be very honest to yourself. Be honest with your spouse, be honest with your children, depending on what stage of your life you are. If your kids are very young, they may not understand. Or seek a mentor who is, say, 10-15 years elder to you. Even if you're 50, it's worth looking at a 65-year-old mentor. But if you're 32, then obviously a 45-year-old mentor can help you. Have a chat, and then based on that you take a decision. So don't be in a hurry to take a decision. If you are going to be on your own, go and have a look at how much of health insurance you have, how much of life insurance you have and will need, how much of your if you are not writing down your expenses, please sit and write down your expenses. Sit with your spouse. Whenever I say spouse, I'm saying if the husband wants to leave the job and the wife is a housewife, her contribution is she should know exactly what are her needs and what are her wants, right? So what happens when life is comfortable, everything looks like a want, right? So you have to go from place A to place B, you don't even think how to go, you just go and take a Ola or a Uber. But suddenly when the push comes to shove, you say, oh, it's not so difficult, I can still go by bus. Why should I go by Ola? Why can't I take a train? Any of these possibilities are there. So don't rule out those possibilities of either public transport, eating more at home, depending less on Swiggy and Zomato, right? So all those things. So sit and honestly look at all that. Third, if you have entrepreneurial ambitions, you want to leave your job and start off on your own, ask, are you being lazy or are you really going to work very hard for it, right? So ask yourself that question. Another possibility is your side gig. Can you start off along with your job? Can you say, okay, I'm earning 1 lakh take home from my existing job. My expenses are 30,000 per month. Can I earn 30,000 from my side gig? Right? How do I go about earning at least 30,000 along with the job? Maybe you can earn 10, 15,000. So the cash flow is visible in your business, right? So that's very important. Then reassess what happens if you've been in a very big company, like say your TCS. It has got a large number of employees, so they can, for an additional small amount, cover your parents, cover your in-laws, etc. for medical. That the value of that may be worth about 50,000 to 1 lakh when you go off on your own. When you go off on your own and you try to buy insurance for the senior citizens in your house, anybody above 55, 60 is senior citizen, especially if they have some pre-existing illnesses, you may not be able to find cover as easily as you found when you were working in a big company where they did not bother you too much, simply because they had 4, 5 lakh, 7 lakh people taking insurance, so it didn't matter, right? So whereas if you join even a small company with 30 employees, they may say, oh, we will give you more salary, but we will not give you any health insurance. Now that can be something very critical for many people. Normally, I have not spent anything great on medical expenses, except maybe some dentistry, dental work. But I have not really spent much on my health related stuff, but that may not be true for everybody. So if you are not very sure about how much of health insurance you need, have a look at it, sit with your wife and talk, right? See what are the other acquisitions that you must do, right? Because it may not be very easy to get a loan after you retire, or rather after you have resigned and you're doing your own business. But if you're looking just for a change of job, then it's much easier. If you are planning to go and get yourself educated, maybe do a 1-year MBA from the IIMs or ISB or things like that, then you have to come back and apply for a job. And believe me, I have found people struggle for a couple of years unable to find a job. Don't think that adding a degree like a part-time MBA from IIM Calcutta or IIM Ahmedabad really is going to be very useful. Even if it's a residential course, to some people it adds value, to many people it doesn't add value. If you are in the back end of a bank, or something like that, or even if you're a trader, it may not add too much value, because the market may not consider that degree. The market may look at your 15 years experience and not to this 1 year of great learning which you claim to have done. They may not really give it too much value. So based on that, you will have some recovery time in which to look for a job. Now suppose you have left a 30 lakh rupee job, done a course, you expect to get at least 40 lakhs. That's your expectation. Right, wrong is different. Suppose the best offer that you're getting is 22 lakhs. You will have to kill your ego and still take it up, simply because you need the cash flow. So find out all this, do an analysis, talk to your boss, talk to your HR and ask, if I get this degree, can I shift from ops to sales? Can I shift from X place to Y place? What will be my extra salary? You may not take it, but at least do some marketing as to how that degree, whichever you are getting, is going to add value. See if you can do it part-time along with your job, right? Consider all these possibilities, write down, make notes, talk to your spouse, talk to your mentor, talk to your HR, talk to some other friend who can introduce you to their HR and find out, because you may not want to talk in so much detail with your existing HR. So do all this exercise before you resign, because I think it's becoming like a pandemic, the way people are resigning and saying, oh, I think I can manage something on my own. Don't be so vague. It's a difficult market. Indian market for jobs is not so great for many people. It's great for some people in IT, etc. It's great, but for very many people, it's a disaster waiting to happen. So see in which category you are before you make this final plunge. Thank you.